Hey guys, welcome back to your very own Samir Hajaji. We're going to be talking about the Tao Te Ching. We're going to be reading the Tao Te Ching. This is going to be chapter 2 that we're going to be reading. This is what it looks like. That's the initial. This is the second page, translation. So let's get into it. When the world knows beauty as beauty, ugliness arises. When it knows good as good, evil arises. Thus being and non-being produce each other. Difficult and easy bring about each other. Long and short reveal each other. High and low support each other. Music and voice harmonize each other. Front and back follow each other. Therefore the sages manage the work of detached action. Conduct the teaching of no words. They work with mirrored things but do not control. They create but do not possess. They act but do not presume. They succeed but do not dwell on success. It is because they do not dwell on success that it never goes away. And then here's the translation by Derek Lin. Tao sages have long recognized the relative nature of the world. Values have meaning only in comparison. For instance, a task can only be easy if we compare it to some other task that is more difficult. If there is nothing else to compare it with, the task cannot be rated in terms of difficulty. Similarly, we can only say an object is long if we are comparing it to something similar that is shorter. Each half of duality cannot exist without each other. Without the other. A descriptive concept creates its own opposite. This relative concept applies to everything, even good and evil. What about absolute good and evil? Do they exist in the Tao? Well, we can certainly find absolutes in abstract theory. In the real world, they rarely, if ever, exist. For instance, no metal is absolutely free of impurities. In fact, hardly anything in nature is absolutely pure. We can get close to 100% purity, but never quite reach that absolute state. It is the same with people. Absolute good and evil can exist as concepts, but we will never find them in human beings. We are all mixtures of varying proportions. None of us any one thing. Balance is relative. Be wordless. That's what I've written. So I think this is a good way. This is a good chapter to talk about good and evil, balance, yin yang, or yin yang. They speak a lot about not balance only, but they speak about two halves, having two halves to everything in the world. So being shorter, being longer, the oppositions to just speaking about oppositions. So they're saying no one thing is to one extreme, such as being one thing is one besides yin and yang. That's why yin and yang have the dots. They have a dot in each swirl in the symbol. There's a dot of yin in the yang and a dot of yang in the yin to show that no thing in the world is absolutely one concept, one half of the concept to an extreme, to the extreme, to the final extreme, on both ends of the spectrum of yin and yang. There's no such thing as having such a thing, except as a concept, not a physical actual manifestation. That's chapter 2 for you guys. Hope you guys are having fun reading this, or listening to this rather, and reading it for the children on the screen. Alright, so I'll get ready for my next video. You guys should too. Peace, guys.